welcome to the very first, the pilot episode, really, of... I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna call this yet. I have no idea what this series is gonna be called. It's just, you know, let's go with the concept of a This Week in the NBA. It's hard to stay in that news cycle and talk about shit the day after it happens, because I might not be home earlier in the day to, you know, just... It's hard to do that. So this is more of like a weekly episodic type of thing. It's easier to stick to. I'll have time on the weekends to do this. So let's see how this goes. Let me know for sure in the comment section your feedback on this. If you like this idea, what things to add to it. Even a name, a possible name for this. Because I'm just going to come up with some shit the moment that I'm uploading and typing in everything as I'm uploading. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it of the most notable things that have happened in the league since it has started. Starting with...
Impressive was AD.
Since they started tracking minutes
Yeah.
in the 50s,
Crazy.
this is the fastest somebody's had a 40-20. I mean, skip that. You know, your boy 51. I was born in 68. So we're talking about 17 years, going back 51.
See, I'm gonna come off like a hater immediately, and that's fine. I'm gonna just take that to come with. Now, the Lakers do look very solid. But the first thing that I noticed when I saw this game, because I actually fell asleep and I saw every other Laker game before this, he had 27 free throw attempts. So in my head, I'm like, oh, he only scored like 14. Right? I mean, technically, yeah. He scored a solid 14, you know? Now that's the hater side of me talking. And I'll explain why in a second. But he just got... I didn't see the game, but I guess he was just getting absolutely mauled on some 06 Wade in the finals type shit. And that really is some 2K numbers, to be fair. 40 and 20 in 3 quarters is crazy. Shout out to him for doing that. Now back to my hater side that I was getting to in the first place. Now Anthony Davis annoys the shit out of me, and just fuck Lakers fans in general this whole season, bro. Have y'all noticed ever since preseason, just like it's just
This is why you move heaven and earth. You see, the Brandon Ingrams and the Lonzo Balls and the Josh Harts, they come along every NBA draft. But that guy, 40, 20, and 31 minutes. Oh, here they go. He had it going.
It's over.
He had it going.
It's over.
they just swear it's over, like it's a foregone conclusion. It's like, you know, we looking good, right? Like you've seen how good. Like, shut the fuck up. So outside of just that fan base in itself, Anthony Davis is... Please tell me if some of y'all feel this way about some other players too. He is easily one of the most annoying niggas ever in NBA 2K history. Every time I run into somebody with an Anthony Davis in my team, I'm just like, fuck. And if there's a computer Anthony Davis on the other team, if you play team up, oh my shit. It's just, he is a fearsome ass dude in 2K, man. He's going to punch your shit, not just punch your shit, he's going to catch your shit out the sky, start the break, get to the other end of the floor before any of your guards, dunk and one. When you try to cut off his lanes, he's gonna green the mid-range, and if you try to help off of him, he's probably gonna hit down the open three. Like, he just does fucking everything. It's triggering. It gives me like PTSD so for that reason, I actually dislike Anthony Davis in real life. Please tell me I'm not the only just annoying ass ignorant nigga that just feels that way about some players. You annoy me in 2K, therefore, fuck you in real life. That's just me though. An interesting dance of fisticuffs did occur this week. What is it really even fisticuffs? Like, cause fisticuffs was like this. They really was like...
And the shoving turned into this.
Kinda... It was a twirl of sorts. It was a waltz. Basically, just these two light-skinned niggas just tried to go at each other's throats, and it looked super awk. Karl Anthony Towns and Ben Simmons is who I'm thinking of mainly, but it initiated with Joel Embiid. They were on the court, and I actually was not watching this game, but I watched the replay so many times because it was just funny as shit to me. Like, because I knew neither of them really wanted to hurt each other. If y'all don't like have just background knowledge of it, they were friends. They were actually on the same episode of Open Court together when they came in as rookies. Open Court is a show on NBA TV they're mad cool. Like, they're civil. Like they play video games together. They have each other added on PSN. Like, guess a series of events ensued, which for some reason demanded the consequence of, I don't want to call it a punch. It was not really even like a swing. It was like an open hand bro hug. It was like, because I feel like he thought about hitting him and then thought about slapping him and then just ended up hugging him. Like, there was some kind of transition in between those three things. And it didn't really look like they wanted to hurt each other. It looked like if you watch WWE, when you can just obviously tell they're buying time between moves, where they really do not want to hurt you. They're just faking whatever the fuck this is to make it look like I'm hitting you. Funniest shit in the world was when Kendall Jenner's side piece just slid his way into the conversation when he had nothing to do with what the fuck was going on. But he just jumped on top of my son and put him in like the ill STF, and like he was like, I'm done.
For the STF! Oh my God! He gets to the head punch! I quit!
And I just replayed that shit so many times because, like, why the fuck would Ben Simmons do that? Mom. Like, I'm sorry, it's just the visual of it is funny as fuck to me. I can't explain it.
First of all, I ain't no
For real?
I'm still here.
For real, Skip? Is this what we come to?
What is happening?
Is this what we come to, Skip?
Bayless.
This is embarrassing.
I don't know what to say.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed for you.
I will never forget what number 2 did to me and my San Antonio Spurs. He quit on my Spurs 2 years ago and quit his way right out of San Antonio. But you know what?
What, Skip?
Maybe it's time to forgive.
Yes, sir.
To let it go.
To give in.
To let it be.
Let it go.
Uncle Dennis said, why don't you call him by his given name? So you know what? It's time. Here I go. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard.
Y'all see this right here? This is called growth. This is called human, emotional, mental growth.
And now for you, Shannon Sharp. Guess what these are?
Orthopedic shoes.
You can get
Not
a
orthopedic
in the
shoes.
store if you want.
These are the new signature Kawhi Leonard
Taking
by
these
New
drugs,
Balance.
taking these
They are
drugs,
dropping today. I've got the first pair right here. In my career, I have never worn anything on TV but J's, Jordans, right? But today, in honor of, welcome back, Kawhi Leonard, I'm wearing his signature shoe. You like?
Yo, where you get them at? What's the resale on those, bro? But that's just a testament to how good Kawhi really has been playing. It's crazy the trajectory of his career so far. When you watch Kawhi play, like, when Kawhi makes shots, I'd be like, Like, he'd bring the ball up, take the screen, hezzy, see you drop back, mid-range, 18-footer, bottom, right? Or he's coming down on the break, see you backing up, don't know whether or not you want to stop the ball or protect the rim, so he comes at you, stop, pull up, you in his face. I love watching him play. Like, he scores in every way, then plays just as good defense on the other end. And it's hard to say that he's not the best player in the league. Because, like, you can still argue LeBron, but like I said earlier, LeBron, I'm saying LeBron's having a chill year, and you can't just be still the best player in the league when you're having a chill year, even though you can be like, I can turn it on when I... No, that's not how it works. If he wins a chip on 3 different teams as the finals MVP on 3 different teams too. That is an incredible feat when you take a moment to stop and think about. That's crazy. And he has a couple of years to do it. It's one of those things that because you never imagined somebody doing it, you don't even know like how much that should mean. So that's why I'm asking to see how would that influence your opinion of Kawhi, because it's now going to be hard if he does that to say how many other small forwards are really better than him. Now to finish up, this is going to be like the last segment of like this video series, whatever. This is going to be the last segment. All right, I'm going to call it, actually on my phone I had it as the "Why is he doing so good" segment. I must have been high as fuck. Let's call it a ones to watch, alright? That makes a lot more sense and it gets to the point. Ones to watch, basically players that are actually consistently showing a good performance or just somehow, some way, just exploded and you need to be made aware of it, because I actually don't play fantasy basketball at all. I don't really play fantasy anything. At some point, I kind of want to get into sports betting because fuck it. I think I have about 5 players this week, starting off with, of course, the perfect segue just to talk about my Knicks, our glorious Canadian golden child, RJ Barrett.
It's another turnover. Yeah, good interior D. Barrett goes at Lyles. Euro step layup is good. Sweet move from the rookie. Lyles at the
Now this swag god right here, this swag master, this swag daddy, lit poppy, whatever term that you want to use for him, he is the only reason the Knicks are watchable right now. Alright, him and maybe Bobby Portis after the last game. However, RJ Barrett, if you haven't watched the Knicks at all, if actually you have been watching, you probably haven't, we've played very decently up to this point. The games we've lost, we were in them, and we've competed, but you know, in classic Knicks fashion, we don't close well. And also classic Knicks fashion, somebody random just goes the fuck off on us, aka Kemba Walker, who just... The brightest point of the Knicks season so far has been RJ, because if you watch his highlights, he's one of those players that not only does he does his job on the offensive end, he stays scoring minded, he stays aggressive, he keeps attacking, he looks to get to the foul line. He's not the best free throw shooter, but he's not scared to get fouled and go to the free throw line. I fuck with that. But more than anything, he stays involved in plays. Even he doesn't take plays off if he has the energy. He stays involved. He's trying to get a passing lane steal. He's trying to help defense properly. He's trying to get back to his man. He's trying to draw attention so he can kick it to the right person. And he is willing to kick it to the right person. So it's all those little things about RJ that has me just salivating. I couldn't think of a better word, but I just love watching him play. He's going to be a very, very solid player. I could see him being an all-star in 2 seasons even, if that. Because, you know, the New York fan vote, we can fuck around and put somebody in the game just like that. But RJ is definitely somebody to keep an eye on because he does look good. On the other hand, Dennis Smith Jr., the trash bag that we traded for Porzingis, looks fucking horrible. Next up, actually the next 2, is a Heat player named Tyler Hero. I don't think it's Hero, it's Hero. Tyler Hero. Who is actually, I fuck with the game. I fuck with this guy's game, man. When you watch him play, he takes very smart, methodical shots. He stays within his game, and he plays with swagger. He's one of those kind of fan favorite players that I'm noticing down here, because I live in Miami. I'm generally all in Miami. I go to school here. That's why I hate the fact that I have to talk about 2 different Heat players in this video, because I see Heat license plates everywhere I go. It's normal to just have on like a Heat culture shirt with your fit. It's just like I see them so much that they just bother me that much the fuck more. They just annoy me a little bit more. I like his mid-range game. He likes to come off of screens and pull up for 2s, which is a very lost art. I see him do that the way Devin Booker will do that. Not comparing them, but you know, he has that kind of a tendency to take those kind of shots that you see somebody like Devin take. And then right to the next Heat player, Kendrick Nunn. I almost forgot his name. Kendrick Nunn. And now I fuck with this guy's story so heavy because undrafted. Immediately when you hear undrafted, you have to respect the fact that we are talking about him, because we probably shouldn't be talking about him, but we are. So now Kendrick Nunn, as of last night, it is currently Friday afternoon, he has scored more points than any undrafted player in their first 5 games in NBA history. So he's already in the record books for doing something. The person that had the most before that, I think, was Connie Hawkins. Kendrick Nunn, though, his game is very complete. He has that same tendency I was talking about with RJ, where he tries to get involved in as many plays as possible on offense and on defense, and he makes the good decision. And he doesn't force things, and he tries to be methodical and get to the line, get easy points. He plays like, you know, when you're, imagine playing 2K, right? And you're a guard that and your stats aren't really that high, and you just want to play as smart as fucking possible just so you can get minutes. Like how it used to be hard to play my career, because now it's just way easier. But how you used to, when you had like skill points, old 2Ks, when you'd have to be smart and take this mid-range pull-up because you need these 2 points, or I'm gonna attack the basket and try to get to the free throw line because my shot might not be that. Like he plays smart like that to get his stats, not to get his stats, but to make the best possible decision because he can't afford to fuck up. That's his kind of the way I see him play, and I fuck with that. So hopefully he sticks with that throughout the season, because I like seeing players like that. He's a good story. Don't look now, but the sleepy-eyed Slim Reaper, Brandon Ingram, is averaging, let me be certain, 26.8 points, 8.2 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and a block a game for the first 2 weeks of the NBA season. In his season debut at Houston, he dropped 35 and 15. Next game, 27 and 10, and then last night, 25 and 3. Now, I understand that he is probably getting more shot attempts because Zion is out. However, he's actually capitalizing on the opportunity, and that's what's interesting to note, because so far he is having, like, if I was playing my GN and saw his numbers go up like this, I'd be like, oh shit, I probably should have jumped on him, because now he's a suddenly like 4-star player. I don't know if that logic made sense to anyone who does not play 2K. But Brandon Ingram is having a very strong start to the season is all I'm trying to say. He's actually putting up buckets. And finally, I had to add him just after seeing 6 minutes of him playing. 6 minutes. That's all it took. This was just last night. The Nuggets played the Pelicans, and in garbage time, the Nuggets subbed in Michael Porter Jr. for the first time. And mind you, I understand that this is garbage time. Alright, I completely get it. Nobody's really playing a lot of defense. It's just kind of give me shots, give me shots. And that boy MPJ came in and looked like a young T-Mac. Like the shots that he was hitting was doing that same shit I'm talking about with Kawhi, like, that shit's dirty. He came down and hit like this turnaround fade away from like the free throw line bottom, and it came out and hit like a 3 on the wing bottom, like, and he's like 6'10". Like, this is Giannis with a yacker that we're talking here, people. Imagine that for a second. Giannis with the fucking yacker, with the burner at the side. That's what Michael Porter Jr. looks like. And I'm going to show the shots, and hopefully you can just see what I'm talking about with just the eye test. If he can get some consistency, and that's his game, oh boy. Oh, he's coming for some kind of scoring title someday. So that's the ones to watch for the week, and that's going to conclude the video for this week. Please let me know how y'all feel about this, things you would add, just feedback in general, because I really like this concept. It gives me a weekly basis, and it gives me something with structure, so I don't have to go off of what happened the previous day. And obviously when big things happen, I will probably upload a video on it if it's like notable enough, rather than waiting till the end of the week. But I want to start off with getting some structure in these videos, something that's weekly is easier to do than something that I have to come up with on the fly, you feel me? So leave me all of your comments on that. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and yes, name suggestions as well. Be sure to like the video as well, because I'm learning myself that you don't get as many notifications from a person unless you like their videos, because I've noticed that on my social YouTube account. So
drops and trucks, we got enough paper to front. You see our guns and ducks.